So if you're watching this video, chances are you're already a fan of Ableton Live. But if you're anything like me and you like to use real instruments when you record, the lack of take folders and comping in Ableton has always been a weakness compared to other programs that have that functionality like Logic and Pro Tools. But what if I were to tell you that I figured out a way to do comping in Ableton without any additional plugins that actually does a better job? It's more easy to use than either of those two programs. Let's jump in. So I'm going to set up a track real quick. And I'm just going to be doing, like some drums, some live bass. Awesome. Beautiful. So the way that this works is it's all about the relationship between session view and arrangement view. So I'm going to record a 4-bar loop in Easy Drummer. Now I'm going to take this whole thing, drag it over here, grab it, feel it, and now I'm going to loop this 4-bar phrase. Let's listen. Did better than I was expecting, but let's see if we can make this part a little bit better. So watch carefully. I'm gonna just cut right here, and now just in cutting I've created a unique clip even though it's drawing that same MIDI data. And now since I have everything in a 4-bar loop and that arrow is already queued up, I can actually play the 4th bar of every one of these takes that I recorded. So you hear that in context. You kind of get a better look at it here, the way I've phrased it. All right. Now, if that didn't blow your mind, you either already figured this out or it hasn't quite sunk in exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to keep doing this track by track, and the genius of the system is going to reveal itself to you in all modesty. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing with our bass. All right, so I think that was enough 4-bar phrases, so I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm just going to loop that first 4 bars. I'm going to drag it in, and I'm going to reveal it. And so the real way this works is that every time I cut and I go to that new clip, I can then audition takes that begin right from that spot. All right, so let me show you how that works. Let's just go 4 bars at a time. So we're just going to start with this little 4-bar clip. So I like the first right here, so I'm just going to keep going in, and it still works, so I can just tab through them. Yeah, right there. It's nice. All right, next section. So I like the second half of that phrase, and I'm just going to keep doing this. Oh, it's so close to being awesome. Now I could also time stretch and do all the other fun warping stuff, but I'm going to try to keep it real honest and only do takes right now. That's not bad. Now I'm not so thrilled about this one, so I'm going to look for it a little more. That's pretty cool. And move on to the next section. I like that one. Now, I didn't feel like I ever got this part quite right. And so I'm going to just focus on this section right here. So I'm going to loop just this section right here. And then I'm going to play the bass. I think we got something in there. Just bring that in. Same process. That was awesome. So when you just hone in on that one section, you can get really creative with that idea, and you stitch it all together, and this is what you get. Let's say I wanted to just duplicate that whole thing, and then this one, I'm going to change this one out. Yeah. And so you can do that for all of these. So you can get natural variation, stitch together a take that you really like, and yet it sounds very natural. Let's go ahead and do one more MIDI track. They all work the same basic way. Get a little keyscape going on. I love this program. I highly recommend it. It's worth super expensive price tag because I've owned some of these instruments, and this is the only plugin I've ever used, and I've used quite a few, that really just nails these plugins, these sounds, I'm sorry. Jeez. That sounds so good. But you know what I was thinking was more of a Wurlitzer? Yeah. Start this up. I think I got it at the end there a little bit. All right, so same process. Gonna make ourselves a little 2-bar phrase right here. I'm just gonna drag this guy over and bring that over there. And it's gonna be the same thing, so we can listen to this. All right, we'll just go start with the first 4 bars again. Gonna create a unique clip by hitting Command E, separating it from the other clips. And now I do the exact same thing I was doing before, which I could just go one section at a time. That's a little busy. That one had promise. So, I don't even have to keep it in line. So unlike in Logic or in Pro Tools, where, man, if you wanted to take a different section of a comp take, that would be a pain in the butt. In Ableton, with this system, even though it wasn't designed exactly for this purpose, You can take any little section very easily and stitch together a master take. It doesn't really matter that I was doing things in 8-bar, 16-bar, 4-bar ideas. I can just go idea by idea and get whatever I want. So I actually like that little slide down. I'm going to keep that. Like that. And I don't like that. So let's find something better. Turn it down a little bit. I think it'll sound better. Next section. Here's the thing. I like this more in the beginning and this more later. Move this over here. There must be like a switch places hotkey, but I don't know it. I hope there is. But let's do it like this and see how those two phrases sound together. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's listen to the second half. Well, that's pretty close to what I wanted. So let's just go to the second phrase right here. And I just love how that arrow just knows where to go, and you still have that shape. So you just tap your arrows to go in between takes. You can do that in real time. Yes. So inspiring to do it like this. Let's listen to the whole thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. I like that, but let's go ahead and move it like this, and let's listen to the whole thing. All right, we almost got it. I think this early section right here, a little bit, I don't like that so much. You know what? Changed my mind. I like that other part first. Easy enough. now that we've gotten it just with comps, we can go in and we can actually turn this into a really well edited part. We can go in, we can like zoom in, we can get rid of those ugly notes if we want. If we want to keep sort of more of a realistic feel, we don't have to touch it at all. It definitely retains a humanity in the feel, and if you're already playing to a click track and you don't have that breathing tempo, you really are looking for every bit of humanity that you can if you want your tracks to sound natural and not as though they were created in a lab by a computer. So that's basically how this comping take works. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen anything like this in Ableton before, or if you figured it out on your own, or if this has blown your mind and it's going to change the way you produce music. Certainly for me, when I was working with bands, I would always have to make that choice, you know, because it seems like every program has its forte and you can kind of do everything in every program, but Pro Tools has always been the tape machine to record a band electronically. Logic is the songwriter's toolkit. It's just got great plugins. And then Ableton was like this amazing thing for remixing and for music creation, but this was always, at least for some people, especially me who are used to those features in the other programs, not having the ability to comp your takes or to create playlists or take folders was always something that made it difficult to work with artists or work with bands. And I'm so happy to have found this solution, because it's actually sort of turned a weakness into a strength in a sense, because now, in my opinion, once you get the hang of doing it like this, Ableton is like in a class by itself in terms of being able to move between sort of takes super fast, creating really finite comp tracks. I don't see any of these features that I've shown you in Logic. So even though this isn't something that Ableton was necessarily setting out to do, it's just a natural sort of reward or consequence of designing a product that's so flexible that it allows you to kind of make your own path and not sort of have to follow, you know, another programmer's wishes for you. So Ableton, thanks for being awesome as always. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you found it in any way helpful, please let me know in the comments and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's still very new and I'm doing my best to bring you innovative ways of producing music that you may not have heard elsewhere on the internet. A lot of this stuff is just my own creations. Other stuff is stuff that I've picked up from other people. Definitely let me know if and what you're interested in hearing, and be sure to check out my Twitch channel, Online Lessons by Scott. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.